Alright, what's up, Clemson Nation? NolesBlogger. Alright, so this is my second video today. I've already called out Virginia Tech, Hokies for life, Hokie boys. Now I've already defended Clemson against Virginia Tech. And now Florida State's calling me out. Florida State's calling Clemson out. First of all, I knew he was just trying to, I knew Hokie boys was just trying to stir everything up. I knew it was a little trap, like he said. I really don't care. I really don't care. I know I fell into it. You know, it's the all season. Start some ACC hate around. Might as well. Nobody else is making vids about anything. But anyway, Florida State. Now, we all know your 90s. I mean, you blew everybody away in the 90s. You came in when Clemson, you know, we had just lost Danny Ford. Now, I'm not trying to make excuses, but let's look at the facts. We had just lost Danny Ford. We had Hatfield as the coach, who was still using Danny Ford's players, but you know, was starting to have to do everything himself, and it was just falling apart already. And Florida State came in and just ate up a weak ACC. And you know, of course, that's not saying that Florida State was not a good team, because they definitely were. I mean, they won the national title in '92 and '99. But you know, who knows if we had had Danny Ford still? But that's all the past. And I know, you know, all your national title appearances and all the stuff you did in the 90s. I mean, it was great. It was kind of like what we did in the 80s, but probation stung us and didn't allow us to get back to the national title game. Probation really killed us. I mean, if it wasn't for that, who knows what Clemson would have done? Who knows how many national titles we'd have? We probably would have won it in '82. We only lost one game in '82 and '83. I mean, maybe if we had not been on probation, we would have won the national title all 3 years. But we got screwed for something that was not as bad as many people made it seem. The players that have been alleged never stepped on the field, the ones that have been paid. And you know, the ACC, which I personally hate myself, I hate the ACC, hate John Swofford, the commissioner. He was the one that screwed Clemson back in the 80s, him personally, and I don't care what happens to him. I mean, I hope that we call a meeting against North Carolina. And I hope all the ACC teams give them an extra year for whatever they get out of here, because, you know, I hate Swofford and I hate North Carolina so much. But let's get back to Florida State. Florida State, you dominated the 90s, but the last decade, while Virginia Tech was climbing on top of the ACC, which was weak at the time, you know, everybody trying to make a name for themselves, Miami, Virginia Tech, Florida State, and Clemson trying to get up there, and even Georgia Tech thrown in the mix. Florida State, you fell apart. I don't know if it was Bobby Bowden, you know, just getting old, or I don't know, but you fell apart. Clemson has actually taken this rivalry, and it was a bigger rivalry during the Bowden Bowl. There's no doubt about that, just because it was the Bowden Bowl. But it is probably the biggest Atlantic rivalry. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Clemson has had the upper edge this decade, or the last decade. We've won 5 out of 8. You know, we've won, what, 3 or 4 straight at home. So coming into the Valley for Florida State is not easy like it used to be for the 90s. It's not easy anymore. You can't just do it anymore. I don't think, you know, I never said that Clemson was going to be the king of the ACC Atlantic, but we are going to be contending with Florida State every year. And Florida State's not going to win it every year. See, Clemson, we have the coaches in place. We had the players. We've had the players. But now that we've got the coaches, we've got Morris, we've got Steele, you know, everything's going to fall into place. And I just don't see how, you know, Clemson's going to be looking inside, I mean, looking from the outside in, when we've got all this going for us. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Virginia Tech, you said Virginia Tech and Florida State, be competing year after year. Well, Virginia Tech, they don't have many years left. They're about to fall apart. Virginia Tech will not be winning the Coastal every year. It'll be between Georgia Tech, Miami, and maybe even, well, no, North Carolina's going to be on probation. Never mind. So it'll be between Florida State and Clemson every year, I promise you. And Florida State's not going to win it every year. You are not going to be the king like you used to be. It's just not going to happen again. You might be good the next few years, but we're going to be good too. So, I mean, I see what you're saying. Jimbo, he did good his first year, and in your first video, I noticed you were calling out Clemson's players, Taj Boyd, and our coach, and Dabo, but you just didn't seem to know Dabo was not the one doing all the calling, and Napier, our offensive coordinator last year, he was the one that was screwing us. And then I think you were the one that said something about Kyle Parker. Kyle Parker would have been so good if we'd let him play, or something. It might have been, I don't know, I think it was you. Kyle Parker would have been so good, if we had let him play instead of putting Taj Boyd in. Kyle Parker played all season last year with broken ribs that we didn't even know about. He played terrible because of it. He was not healthy. And we made a mistake by playing him. We should have played Taj Boyd the whole year. There's no way we should have had Parker in with broken ribs. If we had known he shouldn't have played, he did not play good because of it. We had our best, probably the best offensive player, Ellington, from the Miami game on, he was out. So we were focused. I mean, we had Harper, who was just not, he was good as a receiver and from the backfield, but just as a running back, he was not good. And we just didn't have all the tools. I mean, we fell apart. Injuries killed us. We had a dominating defense, but injuries killed us. But yet Florida State still barely squeaked out a win at home against this weak Clemson team. I think Clemson wanted it more. We're even right now. I mean, we are even. There's no doubt that we're even. It's been close games the last few years. Clemson in 2009 and Florida State by 3 points. That's the closest it's been since 2007, I think. 3 points. And it was pretty much, we would have won if it wasn't for the kicking game. It's our kicking game that won the game for y'all. We didn't have a kicking game last year. So we needed all the help we could get this year, and we got it, hopefully. And with Catman, and of course, but I don't think Florida State should have won that game last year, and I don't think Florida State will come into Death Valley after we just beat Auburn, the defending national champions. And I know Auburn's not as good as they were last year, but I don't think you're going to come in to Death Valley in what should be a night game, should be prime time. I mean, if we beat Auburn, if y'all beat Oklahoma, it will be prime time, possibly game day. I'm saying probably not, because Florida State might be in game day against Oklahoma. Oklahoma is one of those teams that has been underachievers the last few years, but they can be in the national title game any year too. So we don't know how they'll be this year, and that Florida State game will be huge for them and for Florida State. But if Florida State wins that game, if Clemson wins the Auburn game, or if Florida State beats Oklahoma and Clemson somehow loses to Auburn, I think Clemson will take it. I just think they will. Now, if Clemson beats Auburn and Florida State loses to Oklahoma, that's when I think it'll be dangerous, because Florida State will be needing that win, really needing it due to that loss to Oklahoma. But I just think right now it's a toss-up. But I think Clemson being at home and it possibly being a night game might be too much to handle for Florida State. Of course, you talked about the entrance. Now, we all know Florida State's entrance, the throwing the spear down. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's about like the Ramblin' Wreck entrance for Georgia Tech. But the flaming spear, it is pretty cool, and everybody's doing the gay seminal chop, which is, I love when y'all come to Clemson, because we just, oh man, I love making fun of that. But, your entrance, it's not going to touch Howard's Rock. Nothing can touch Howard's Rock. If you go watch it on ESPN, if you watch it in real life, and even especially for the night games, nothing touches Howard's Rock. I mean, it's just amazing to be there in person, especially if you're in the lower deck. You can't hear what's going on. You can't see because there's so much stuff going crazy. The balloons are going everywhere. I mean, it's amazing. So, I'm excited this year about this, the ACC TTC. I think we're getting more video makers all the time. I'm a NolesBlogger, you're a new guy. Getting a few more. I think there was another Florida State guy that I'm subscribed to. You'll have to go find him. I don't know if he's going to be making videos this year or not. But tough to go see. I'm looking forward to just the main ones I'm looking forward to right now. Auburn Hate Week. That Auburn for Life guy, whatever the heck he is. I don't feel like dealing with him, but that'll be easy. Florida State, of course. We'll see how that goes. I'm glad that somebody came up and decided to make a bigger video for that. That'll be fun. Of course, Virginia Tech right after that. Just those 3 weeks. Maybe some North Carolina fan will come up and make a video. He'll probably be talking about basketball, and he can wait till basketball season for that. But, we'll see. Maybe Georgia Tech, man. I doubt it, though. I doubt there'll be any other ACC people. And, of course, the South Carolina game. South Carolina. It's going to be like always. But that's it for right now. I'll probably see responses from Hokey Boys and from NolesBlogger. Of course, he made his response before I even made the video, so... any other fan bases out there that want to call Clemson out? Anybody? Is Tennessee next? Georgia? Can't wait for the Georgia hate week in a few years, by the way. Because, everybody's calling Clemson out right now. Might as well be some more. But oh well. Alright, that's it for tonight. Go Tigers.